It's great to see everyone here, and I'm hoping some stragglers will come in when they wake up and realize that it's not raining, finally. I see blue sky. I saw it on my commute here. So welcome to the second annual Safe Roads for All conference. Many of you were probably here last year when Trailnet and Metro and MoDOT really kicked off an effort for the greater St. Louis region to have all modal types be able to share the roads safely. And so we are here for our second year trying to say, well, where are we and where are we going? I do want to add, though, that I just got back from Indianapolis, where a group of us went to study livable communities. And this is a discussion that's going on around the country. And you're thinking, Indianapolis? Really? Well, I want to tell you, I am really impressed. The city of Indianapolis is building bicycling and pedestrian and transit facilities so that they can attract the millennial generation that we're all hearing so much about. So if nothing else, if it's not you personally want to ride or you understand that it's absolutely essential for the health and economic development of our city, know that the millennials, those 25 to 35-year-olds, are looking for cities that are transit and bicycling and walking oriented. So I want to share with you a couple of things. First of all, let's say that in 2013 we no longer call walking and biking alternative. Because I think we were walking and biking before we were driving cars. So let's just call it multimodal. Sometimes we're walking, sometimes we're riding, sometimes we're taking transit, and sometimes we're driving our car. But the unifying theme is we are all going someplace and we all need to take care of each other so that we can arrive at where we're going not only safely but enjoyably, because we are a community and we share our transportation vision of a safe and enjoyable region. In 2013, we would like to start a no texting campaign, irregardless of age. We think it's time for Missouri, and this is something that in 2014, we hope, with your help, we can make happen. We want to continue our education of cyclists and pedestrians, as well as motorists, so that we all know how to share the road. What are those key elements that will help keep us all safe? And I'll share a few of those at the very end as we all leave to ride our bicycles or walk to transit to go downtown. Trailnet and our partners are going to advocate for protected bike lanes. Protected bike lanes, not just bike lanes with a white stripe, but on roads where the context serves that well. We deserve to have barriers between bicyclists and the cars that are often going not only so much faster, but of course are also so much heavier. We believe strongly that this is not only the wave of the future, but it needs to start happening now. Protected bike lanes. We are also continuing to work for road diets and context-sensitive design so that the roads, again, are designed so that pedestrians can safely walk across. People in wheelchairs can actually reach the signals in order to press them so that the walk signals are not only on for them, but they stay on long enough so they can safely get across, perhaps even a wide intersection. We're going to work with the St. Louis City Police on enforcement and understanding of the rules of the roads, and we're really very pleased that they will be joining us here this morning. We want to start focusing, just like MoDOT has so successfully focused, on monitoring and decreasing the fatalities and injuries of bicyclists and pedestrians. We are the most vulnerable. That doesn't mean it's dangerous. When I rode here this morning, I'm not afraid for my life. I mean, I realize a freak something might happen. It's not dangerous, but we're more vulnerable. So we need to have design and education so that we can reduce and measure the deaths and injuries associated with walking and biking. I had one other one and I skipped it here. This Wednesday, we are acknowledging those injured and killed at the ride on our streets at the Ride of Silence at this very location. Go to our website, trailnet.org, if you'd like to learn a little bit more information. And that's an international ride where we are acknowledging those that we have lost on our roads. I now want to introduce our next speaker, Ed Hassinger from MoDOT. Before I do that, I want to say that just in the past couple of weeks, we have met with the new director, Director Nichols of MoDOT, so that we can have a stronger working relationship. I feel very, very good about our relationship with MoDOT and Metro, and I think that bodes well for continuing to increase the safety on our roads. Ed Hassinger is a pleasure to work with. He represents our DOT that oftentimes gets the negative or the brunt of things in our state, and it's not like Ed and I 100% are on the same page, but I did talk him into riding with me downtown today. Actually, he chose that on our own because it was too boring when he drove last year. He saw me taking off. That's fine. I'm doing that. But anyway, hopefully Ed will stay with us for a long, long time, because I think that Ed's leadership will continue to strengthen our partnership for all modes on the road. So with that, Ed.
Thanks, Ann. You know, at some time during your week, you're probably going to use any one of those many modes of transportation. At some point, you're going to be a pedestrian. At some time, you're going to drive your car. You're going to take transit. You're going to ride your bike. And the key will be is when we can do all of those things seamlessly. So, you know, MoDOT's goal is really to make all of those modes of transportation work well together, because you have to have them all to be successful. And, you know, right now, I think it's important that no matter what you're doing, that you take personal responsibility for being careful. You know, there's so many distractions, and Ann talked about texting and driving. I see people texting and walking. I mean, there's just distractions around us all the time, and I think really personal responsibility to look out for the other person is really important. And when you're in that situation, you really need to also look out for the other person too. So, you know, personal responsibility is key for safety. In the state of Missouri, year in and year out, pedestrians and bicyclists are killed at the rate of about 60 to 75 a year. And then the number of disabling injuries is far higher. It ranges somewhere between 150 at a low to maybe 300 in any given year as a high. So, you know, this is not inconsequential, and we are looking to systematically reduce fatalities in Missouri regardless of what transportation mode people use. So we've got to attack that on all fronts, and I think you're going to hear later from some of our enforcement friends that, you know, what they're going to do, but it takes engineering, it takes personal responsibility, and it takes enforcement for us to make strides in reducing the number of fatalities and serious injuries on our transportation system. So today I look forward to riding, because I did tell Ann, I said it was really no fun to drive, so I'm either riding a train or I'm going with Ann this year. So I'll be riding with you and look forward to it. Thanks.
Thanks, Ed. I'm next going to introduce John Nations, who's the President and CEO of the Bi-State Development Corporation, the parent company to Metro Transit, as most of us know it. And I can't say enough about the importance of the role of transit. And St. Louis last week in Indianapolis really shone, not only because John, where are you? There you go, is a dynamic speaker, but we really have laid a terrific backbone. It's really a terrific backbone with our transit service. And one thing I'd like to point out is the majority of trips are under 5 miles. So if you connect walking a mile or biking 5 miles with a transit trip, you suddenly can see how you can get out of a car-centric region and start making it a multimodal region. With that, John.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Good morning, everybody. I am delighted to be here on behalf of Metro Transit for this very important event. As the weather gets warm and everybody wants to be outdoors, it's very important that we emphasize that we want people to be safe. You know, with Metro Transit, we provide about 1 million rides a week over the course of a year, and our operators drive more than 27 million miles around our region. But it's not our goal just to operate our vehicles or just to provide the rides. Our goal is not just to move people to where they need to go, it's to make sure they get there safely. That's why we're delighted to have the opportunity to partner with Trailnet and with MoDOT and all of our other great partners in the region to emphasize this morning that as the weather gets warm, and we all, at least we hope so, as the weather gets warm and we all look forward to being out of doors and enjoying time outside with family and friends, and it is important to emphasize that everybody moves safely. At Metro, we've been emphasizing multimodal. We've been putting bike racks on our buses. We've been accommodating bikes on our trains to encourage people to use different modes of transportation. As we encourage different modes, it's also important that we encourage safety. So as we get into the summer months, not just the summer months in general, but the year in general, we want to emphasize everybody look out for each other, everybody be safe. We're going to do our part. Our operators will be looking to make sure that people get from where they are to where they need to be in a safe manner. So we're delighted to be here today. We're delighted to take part in this endeavor, and we look forward to a safe and enjoyable summer. Thank you very much.